Now, when it comes to all these woke leftists, local authorities, devolved administrations, and city halls with mayors like Sadiq Khan, Oxfordshire County Council has reached a whole new level of insanity. All in the name of the environment, because they really care about the environment, these people. They are coming up with all these extra and ultra crazy low traffic neighborhood measures and all the others, basically, all these measures that are restricting local businesses, local residents. People have to get to work, people have to go to hospital, drive to hospital, go to school to pick up their kids. But they're not listening to the public. They're not listening to their own voters and local residents. In fact, they've been hiding some key figures, essentially doing a cover-up. And we've had some good local champions and local councillors who've been fighting back and exposing them, including Councillor Liam Walker. Councillor Liam Walker is actually joining us right now on this channel to expose the authoritarian, tyrannical, nonsensical measures and leadership of the Oxfordshire County Council. Let's go to Mr. Walker. Liam Walker, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on.
So what on earth is going on in Oxfordshire? And of all places that we were not expecting, a British fight back and revolution to happen in Oxford. What's going on?
That is a good question. I mean, Oxford has much history, but we're adding to that with this fight of the Liberal, Democrat, Green, Labour, left-wing socialist coalition that we have.
It's a coalition of chaos, as Cameron said.
Literally the coalition of chaos, the anti-motorist coalition, as I like to refer to them to. But yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Where to start? I mean, it's been a long 2 years since this coalition of whatnot has taken over Oxfordshire and started imposing their anti-motorist policies. And I'm sure most of your viewers will be aware of the controversial low traffic neighbourhoods which they've imposed on Oxford City. And now the latest is the bus gates, or traffic filters as they prefer to call them. But
what are those?
Bus gates, exactly, which is all about reducing traffic in the city, they'll tell you, but actually all it will do is push the congestion of the traffic elsewhere, much like low traffic neighbourhoods has. But really, what we've discovered, or what residents have discovered through submitting FOIs, is that the council deliberately sat on some traffic data, which I'm sure many of you have heard about. Yeah. And actually, I had a motion to council yesterday at full council to give them an opportunity to run their consultation again, because the data showed, or the FOIs showed, that officers deliberately didn't release that traffic information because they were nervous that they would impact the consultation. There's no democracy in Oxfordshire anymore. It's been eradicated.
It is crazy. Yeah, we reported on that a couple of days ago. The consultations essentially are hiding some figures, and you and some other colleagues mentioned it's basically a cover-up. If you're not being honest with people, basic transparency doesn't exist anymore in those places. What's been the obviously with this coalition of chaos of all the leftists? What's the effect? What are you hearing from your own voters and the local residents in terms of the local shops and commuters? Are they all just quietly angry, or are people speaking out more often now?
Yeah, people have really wised up to what's going on, not just in Oxford, but across the whole of the county now, which is great. Because, Oxford isn't just for people that live in Oxford. We have people that commute out from rural parts of Oxfordshire that I represent. So we're hearing a lot from local businesses, that are being impacted by not just the LTNs, but also by the future bus gates that are planned. They're clearly concerned. A lot of them, some of them have already, shut up shop and moved on, which is a great shame. But we've also heard quite a lot of emotive stories about people, particularly around the low traffic neighbourhoods, that what used to be a 5-minute journey, in the car is now turning into 25, half an hour. People are late for work, late for picking up the kids. I mean, it's just not acceptable. This isn't a travel plan. This is a travel mess that they've created. And, their lack of engagement with residents is just completely unacceptable. As councillors, we're elected to listen to the views of people. that put us into place as elected councillors, but they're just completely dismissing it. I mean, I've been a councillor since 2017. I have never known this to be the case where a council has deliberately hidden data and not released it because they were nervous it would impact a consultation. I mean, this is not democracy. This is, you know, they're becoming our masters in Oxfordshire, and I see it as my job and the job of my colleagues to stand up against them. Now, they hate me for it. You know, they're coming at me left, right, and centre. I get complaints nearly every week at the moment, hoping that something sticks, because they don't like people speaking out against it. We saw that yesterday in the council chamber when I put forward that motion. They all voted against it and don't want to do the consultation again. But I'll leave it to the residents of this good county of Oxfordshire to decide that in May 2025 they've got the opportunity to vote, and hopefully they'll vote them out.
With obviously, thanks to social media and now new media platforms, we are hearing more, and we are talking more about stories that we hear from Oxfordshire, for example. And yesterday, I posted a video about a mother who was going to work, and she was stopped, and she basically said, "Okay, what if I go through this?" They said, "You get fined." Said, "Okay, I'm willing to take the fine. I need to get to work." They still blocked her way, because of all this. Obviously, the mainstream media, national media, are not really focused on it. I'm assuming, obviously, some local papers are talking about these things, but can you see a more kind of appetite from those people to actually hold the power to account, or do you think that some journalists are just like, I'm just going to report on it?
Yeah, I think some journalists nationally are picking up on this. Our local reporters are brilliant. The Oxford Mail are really good at covering this and are hugely helpful. But I think that, you know, we're all seeing images now of LTNs being crashed into, set on fire, AFPR cameras being covered up with boxes. So I think this is a sort of a bit of a revolution of the anti-motorist coalitions.
A very British revolution. In France, they burn cars every weekend. Here, we just burn bollards, and I love that. It's brilliant. It's such a British revolution. It is. And so, and what is your, not really prediction, obviously, but the way things are going, and with your organised groups and everybody else in the party and all the other councillors, what can you see happening? Can you see a bit of pushback? Can you see a bit of reversal of some of these policies or reforms, or do we have to wait for the next election to actually just completely change the council?
I think we're going to have to wait to the next election, and I just hope people that are against it do turn out and vote, and encourage their friends, colleagues, and other businesses to also do that.
I mean, that is democracy, but it's sad that we have to wait until then. But what's the latest update in terms of these sort of policies? Are they announcing anything new apart from the bus gate thing? Is there anything else?
We're hoping there's nothing more to come. We're just waiting for the implementation, which conveniently comes just before the next election. So that should be quite interesting.
Is your election also this coming May, or
excuse me, sorry, I'm just getting over a cold.
Is your election also this coming May with the other councils?
We have district council elections this May, but the policy decision, because it's highways, falls to the county councils. Unfortunately, we have to wait until May 2025. I mean, it is painful to think we're only halfway through this coalition of nonsense. We've got another 2 years of sort of holding them to account, and I suspect we'll come forward with a set of measures to change the way they're going, certainly.
Well, thank you so much, Councillor Leon Walker, for coming on the show, and hopefully you will still remain in place unless you somehow become a member of Parliament by then. Then you can actually continue the fight back either in Parliament or in the Council in 2025. Well, it's sad that we have to wait till then. Thank you so much, and guys, don't forget to share this video with everybody. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.